Hit hard as fuck.
This is a Civil War, Captain America Civil War special by the Grownup Human Comic People.
Yes, good evening. This is like Dan just said. This is Grownup Human Comic People, and we are doing a Civil War special. This is the Captain America 3 Civil War special. So just go ahead and hit the music.
Civil War.
Play it. I don't need no Civil War. So, cheers.
Hey, good to be back.
Yeah. Welcome back, Dan.
Thanks.
Yay, I'm glad you're back.
Jerry, you got a plastic cup again?
I fucked up.
Jared has a wide assortment of glassware that you can use.
I like throwaway utensils and stuff.
Fair
I
enough.
use them at home.
Nothing
too.
to clean.
dishes.
Yeah, I don't fucking like cleaning anything.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, this is the Captain America 3 Civil War. Is it 3 in the title anywhere? Or is it just Civil War?
No, I
Just
think it
Civil
says
War.
Captain
It's
America.
just Civil War. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But
anyway.
it is the third installment of
Yes.
the
Right.
Captain America
Of
movie
what
franchise.
I think is altogether the strongest franchise in all.
Oh, yeah.
All the Marvel
Wholeheartedly
movies.
agree.
Yeah, because Cap 2 is amazing, and then this one I think somehow surpassed that one.
Right.
So
I liked the first one a lot too.
I love the first one.
Yeah.
They're all
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
They're all
Fucking-
amazing.
Fucking Smith as Red Skull. Was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I'm
was
I'm
about-
waiting for him to come back.
I was about
Yeah,
to say
where's
that.
he
Yeah, yes.
yeah.
Because that motherfucker ain't dead.
No, he's definitely not
Right.
dead.
Yeah.
Nah.
No, and he always comes in the books. He always comes back. He is always around the corner.
Oh, it would be
He's
so
such an
great.
amazing actor, too.
Oh, Hal Rogers.
It would be great if he Thanos uses him to like be his dude on Earth.
Oh, hey.
That would be cool.
Oh.
That'd be really
Yeah.
cool.
That would make sense, too.
Yeah, if it was, he took the place of remember that other dude in Avengers, the guy was speaking for Thanos, below the throne.
Yeah.
Whoever that was.
Yeah, that alien dude.
Would they explain who the fuck that was?
He was just one of he was just one of the.
Is it Chitauri?
Chitauri, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So hopefully Red Skull. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Have him take that place. So, I guess should we go around and just kind of like give our general
Yeah.
we like we did with Batman, like
Yeah.
thumbs up, thumbs down, how you liked it, whatever.
Fucking loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. Every second of it, I smiled like a kid the whole time.
Yeah. Same thing. 2 thumbs up. Very excited. Every new character that was introduced, I just giggled, throughout the whole movie. And just overall impressed with Chris Evans and Sebastian Stan as they're both mental and physical. I mean, they've gotten huge for
Yeah.
these movies. And just so cool. Such a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's like the perfect slow build.
Yeah.
It does it so nicely. I've never seen a movie that does it that well.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think we're all on the same page here. The movie was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Kicked ass. Things that I don't know what you guys have written down and talked to talk about, but like, I actually wrote down Civil War versus Batman versus Superman.
Oh, God.
So we'll wait for a little while to compare things.
Really?
Well, because the movies are very all the themes are very similar.
Really similar.
They do a lot of the same exact kind of stuff.
And one of them does it so well, and the other one is just
Terrible.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. Well, what do you guys have written down?
the conflict between Steve and Tony was great. I mean, and it did such a good job. Like the dialogue, there was a lot of dialogue between them and a lot of talking about the conflict, but it never was boring.
Mm-hmm.
It hit home, and it helped. Like Jared said, it was just like this build up, and it built up to that end fight so well.
Yeah.
It was great, and you, like by the end, you're like, stop hitting each other.
Right, yeah.
It's like watching your parents hit each other or something.
Yeah, the whole time.
Everyone, stop, please.
The entire time you just want, just please stop fighting. Please be
Yeah.
friends again.
Yeah.
You've got this like immature voice in the back of your head, but you know everyone else is thinking it too.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't saying that my parents ever hit each other. No, I was not trying to imply that.
Just how you would feel.
Just
in
how I
that
imagine that would.
situation.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. That build up to that final fight is especially. It's not just in this movie though. And this gives credit to I think the whole probably Kevin Feige and their whole planning team. Where Jared and I were talking about this yesterday. Where Steve and Tony essentially they started off on opposite sides of the fence from where they ended up. Where
Right.
Steve, is Captain America. He's literally Captain America.
Right.
It's a cliche to call someone who's like a company man like Captain America, but he starts off as he's an army man and he does what he's told and he's really good at it. But then in the second movie, he kind of sees that the government isn't necessarily doing the right thing all the time. Nick Fury's kind of like slimy son of a bitch sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And so he starts questioning who was calling the shots, and then conversely, Tony starts off as he's like,
I do what I want.
well, you're welcome for world peace, and Gary Chandler's like, give us the armor. And he's like, fuck you, dude.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm Iron Man. You can't do shit about it.
Yeah. But then he accidentally creates Ultron, and kind of almost destroys the world. And he's like, actually, okay, maybe someone should be looking at. Maybe there should be some responsibility on my end. Someone needs to be calling me out on stuff. So they switch sides, and then this movie is the culmination of that, of them, their each character's path, and then them coming head to head against each other with that. I thought it was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very smart. Well written.
It
Yeah.
was well written, and even though it was kind of I wouldn't go so far as to say it's a manufactured conflict, because all conflicts are manufactured, but there's deep-seated emotion on each side, and you know why. But on the same time, during that big battle, there's respect and jokes.
Oh, that big
that are
battle
flying.
is because there's the two kind of set piece fight scenes. There's that battle, the airport thing, which is
The
fun
airport
to watch.
Oh wow, that was
And the whole
amazing.
time you're just like, ha, 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 I love this.
Yes.
And then the one at the end, which is much more emotional, and I think that because the one before was so much fun, you've had this. It's like a roller coaster, like the one at the earlier is cresting the hill, and you're like, this is gonna be awesome, and then the one at the end is the second hill where it's like, okay, now I'm actually scared. This sucks.
Right, yeah.
Where it just drops.
It drops, and then at the end of it, you're just not sure what's gonna happen because no one's cool with each other anymore.
I love that. There was the ending. The bad guy won.
Yeah,
People have been, critics of the movie have been shitting on Zemo, saying he was the worst villain. He wasn't anything special. Yada yada yada. I would argue that he was a great villain, and maybe the best villain.
he
in all the
actually
movies.
accomplished his goal.
Exactly, he won.
He did everything
He
that he
won.
set out to do.
Yeah.
He split them up.
And one of the things I loved about this movie is that the final fight scene wasn't some kind of crazy apocalyptic.
Yeah,
it's
right.
the end of the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
world
right.
thing.
Good guy
Made
versus
sense.
giant fucking bad guy monster.
Yeah. It was like,
None
oh,
of
we got to
that.
team up again, and everyone's gonna shoot as many fireballs and
Right.
missiles and everything at this big thing. Like, no,
Yeah.
it's the two things you're actually invested in fighting each other, and you don't want this fight to happen,
Right.
and you're begging them to stop in your heart,
Right.
and it sucks.
And he actually had the ability to unleash some quote
Right.
unquote monsters into
Exactly.
the world.
He didn't.
But he didn't, because he didn't care.
Yeah, that's the
all
point.
he wanted to do was tear them apart, which
Yeah.
I think is a great callback to comic books in general, because sometimes that's just the villain's motivation in a comic book. They hate the hero, and they're not doing it to destroy the world or take over or be rich. They're just doing it because I fucking hate you,
Yep.
and I want to take you out.
Yeah, and the whole time, because you don't really know what Zemo's motivation is, because they don't cover his until the very end where he says what happened to his family.
Well,
pretty sad.
he
You don't
keeps
know.
listening to that voicemail
Yeah,
from
but
his
you,
wife, right?
Well, you only
But you
hear
don't know
that.
what.
You only hear it, I think,
Twice.
twice. There's once at the beginning because you don't realize it's a voicemail at the beginning.
Right.
Right,
You
right.
think it's a
You think
call.
it's a
He,
live call.
does he respond to it in the
No,
beginning?
he hangs up. He hangs up and very solemnly puts.
Okay,
down the phone.
yeah. So it's not apparent that that's a voicemail.
Correct.
And then at the very end, then you realize that that's a voicemail, and he's been listening to it kind of obsessively.
Yes.
But the whole time he's super mysterious, which plays into the whole, the Cap 2 was also kind of a mystery spy type movie, and this was very similar. Whereas you don't know what his plan is, and you think you do, and then you don't at all, and then it drops on you, and it's even darker than you thought.
but not nearly as dark as it could have been. You think that he might be awakening the other?
I think that this was darker than that because
Really?
they wouldn't have had a problem. It's like, okay, well, he awakened all these super soldiers. We got to fight him now.
That's a good
would have
point.
been-
And then they would have united against him,
Yeah,
but causing
yeah.
strife from within was a lot more.
absolutely,
deviant.
that's way
yeah.
more effective.
I agree
Yeah.
with you. Okay.
And it's a ballsy move by Marvel, or in whoever the Russo brothers making it not once again not this like cookie cutter huge fight scene at the end between like the good guys and the bad guys,
Right.
but between two characters you're actually invested in. And whenever we start talking about the comparisons between this and the other movie, that is exactly what this did well and that did not.
Yeah.
Where
How
it's,
Did you say that name?
I guess you don't need this spear anymore.
I only had one thing written down. I did notice that each side had a pairing. So you think about it, Stark and Captain were the leaders.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch and Vision, they're both very, very, arguably the most powerful, but they kind of held back
Absolutely.
because of their love for each other.
Right.
Well, growing
Yeah.
affection. You got Ant-Man and Spider-Man, useful, but also comic relief.
Yeah.
And then you've got your token black guys.
No. 'Cause Black Panther's after Bucky.
Well, that's true. But I mean, I'm talking about like in terms of both powers as well as
And you
You got
They're-
Hawkeye and Widow.
the Hawkeye and
Hawkeye
Widow.
and
yeah.
So and then wait, who then? But
Well-
Rhodey's there too.
That's true.
Rhodey
Well, I was
and,
just thinking about power matchups actually, in terms of what they.
Is there a match for Rhodey?
No.
No.
Did they have him outnumbered by one?
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I didn't either, so
Because in the trailers it's evenly matched, but you don't see Spider-Man in the
Yeah,
trailers.
they don't
So
True.
they do have an extra person, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Tony's
Well-
side has an extra person.
You also, I mean, well, Scarlet Witch also switched sides.
Falcon. Falcon.
Oh, Falcon.
and
Okay,
War
yeah, yeah.
Machine.
Right.
See?
Yeah. So the
Yeah.
black guys.
The
Yeah.
black
okay.
guys, yeah.
Yeah. The flying
That's what I was
black
thinking
guys.
about.
Black on black crime.
In the air.
Jeez.
Yeah. Airborne.
But no, I mean, just the fact that, God, I'm sorry, I'm having no aphasia today. Don Cheadle's character,
Rhodey.
Rhodey,
War
yeah,
Machine,
War Machine. Okay, that's what his
Yeah.
title. But I mean, just seeing him get hurt and having
Oh,
to get
yeah.
through.
Oh, brutal.
Oh wow.
Yeah. This movie, what this movie did well was to, and one of the criticisms from the fucking, for whatever reason, DC fanboys don't feel like they can't like both movies. I don't know why,
I don't
but
Bullshit.
anyway, they're like, oh, all the Marvel stuff is all like cotton candy and rainbows, and everyone's happy all the time. Like, no, it's
way.
fucking not. Like, this movie is actually darker than Batman Superman. Batman Superman's just dark the whole time, and so it just numbs your. And I made this comparison yesterday. I was talking to Jer. Like if someone was, touching your dick or your vagina or whatever,
Jerking you off.
If someone's jerking you off, and they just like go real fast the whole time, eventually you're gonna be like, all right, stop. That's no good. Nothing's
Jared
gonna happen. This
mentioned
is
a
gonna be
slow
no good.
build.
Yeah. But when you vary the speed and
Throw that change up in there.
in this movie, they bring you through all these. Like, a lot of the time, there's kind of lightheartedness,
Right.
But there's a lot of shit like that. The implications of that are horrible. Like whenever Scarlet Witch accidentally blows up like a whole floor full of
Right.
people,
Yeah.
you're like, oh fuck.
That was like, ooh, look
That
on her
was-
face
that
after
was
she
rough.
did that. She was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. That criticism is totally off base. That
What
Marvel
criticism?
that Marvel is
Oh,
not
right.
dark.
Yeah.
Marvel movies can be dark. Even the Winter
Absolutely.
Soldier.
Winter
had-
Soldier's
Yeah,
super
Winter
dark.
Soldier.
The fucking government was taking over by Hydra for Christ's sake, and they were going to destroy 3/4 of the population
Yeah.
with the helicarriers. It's like that's pretty dark.
Yeah.
And this movie is like
This movie is super dark.
Yeah.
Super dark.
Yeah.
You killed my mother.
Oh man, that is
That's dark as shit.
And when you have a character who is usually the comic relief saying a line like that, you're like, oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
man, yeah, that's. And there's so many different things that really, I don't know, the fluctuating between these moments of kind of fun,
Humor, and sadness,
versus
or anger.
wow, like the explosion of the building, the bombing of the UN thing, the Rhodey getting hurt, the revelation of what happened to Tony's parents. Like,
Yeah.
dude, at that point in the movie theater, the first time I saw it, I literally said like, "Oh shit!" out
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like that was really smart writing, and
especially since like not only do you like Tony, but if you've watched the other Marvel things, like Agent Carter, you
Yeah.
really like his dad too. Like
Yeah.
Howard's cool too. He's in the first Captain America movie. He's awesome.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He's awesome in Agent Carter. He's and he's played by two. Oh, I forget who's the guy who plays the younger version. I forget.
Dominic.
Dominic Cooper.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Dominic Cooper again.
And then yeah, because he's preacher too.
Yeah.
But and then what's his name from Mad Men is also great.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Sterling.
You're not in the show. He's Rogers.
I know, but
Roger.
that's how I relate.
Yeah, he's fantastic too. And both those actors are like just like really likable guys, and having like going through their whole, you get to see his like almost entire life, and then to see like how it ends. You know that he was killed in a car crash, but you don't know.
But we
details.
also have grown emotionally with Bucky's whole story. I mean,
That too.
you empathize and like both characters, which is why you want them to stop fighting.
Yeah.
And I think they ended appropriately. Not, I mean, I don't want to do any spoilers, but there's hope
Well, the
for reconciliation.
But there's no resolution.
There's no resolution, but there's hope for
Right.
a reconciliation.
I like that.
And I like that too.
what I thought was great about this also is if you stack it up against the book Civil War, like the comics. In the comics, it's kind of obvious. Like Cap is right, and Tony's being an asshole. But in
He's
this one,
villains in the comic.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like that's
yeah,
just
he
ridiculous.
went way past the line of what is acceptable.
Yeah, but the Russo brothers, they made a great choice in this movie where instead of the registration thing being like, if you don't register, then you're automatically a criminal.
Right.
They give you the choice. It's like, okay, if you don't register, that's fine, but you just can't do this anymore.
Retire.
Yeah, you have to retire, which
Thunderbolt
isn't unreasonable. Like that's, that'd be like saying like, oh, I'm just going to be a policeman without being sanctioned by the government. People would be like, you can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
And that totally makes sense. Where but on the other hand, like if you're a Cap and he's like, well, I don't really like the whole idea of the government being in charge because the last time that happened, they tried to kill everybody.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Like, look what happened just like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
guys.
this just happened. Yeah. In fact, I don't know why he didn't say that in that meeting whenever he was with Thunderbolt Ross.
Oh, right.
Where he's like, Washington D.C. and Cap should have been like, yeah, that was you guys actually.
Yeah.
That wasn't. We were on the other end of that one.
God.
But yeah, I thought that was. I like this better than I like the comics because in the comics it's,
It's kind of
right
more
and
clear
wrong.
cut, right? Yeah.
Yeah, in this one you're like you could go either way. You're not really sure
really
who.
could.
And I think
Yeah.
that's what's brilliant about it.
Yeah.
You don't. I mean, you're
And it
not
doesn't
rooting.
resolve at the
You're
end.
rooting for both. Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. There's hope for reconciliation, but not a resolution,
Mm-hmm.
and that's brilliant. And the fact that you're rooting for both, and yet neither.
Yeah.
You just want them to get along.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was very well written.
Yeah, absolutely.
And comic relief. Oh my God, Paul Rudd showing
He was so
Ant-Man.
good. He was so good.
Spider-Man, and can I just say,
Yeah.
Marissa Tomei as Aunt May was wonderful.
Unusually attractive.
Unusually
Yeah.
attractive and
Tony speaking for the entire audience.
How
Like,
old is she? She's in her 50s.
She's in her-
She's like early 50s, I think.
yeah, early 50s,
She
late
still looks
40s.
great though.
She looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I never understood why Aunt May looked so old anyway. Because she's
Right, it
supposed to
doesn't
be
make
his
sense.
aunt.
Yeah. If
She was more like Grandma May. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
really.
It was the 60s.
Yeah, is that why?
Yeah, like
Didn't make
zero
sense.
sex appeal back then.
Well, yeah, but just the age that Peter is, it really doesn't make any sense
No,
that she's that she,
right.
Aunt May
Exactly.
shouldn't be 70. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Unless she's like his grandparents had May when they were 20, and then had his mom when they were like 40. Which I guess is possible, but like that doesn't make any sense.
And I love how Peter Parker's starstruck at the people he's fighting, and it's just
Oh, that's great.
it's wonderful. And so is Ant-Man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This was the best version of Spider-Man that has ever been on live action.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Easily. He's the appropriate age. Like in fact, these movies have done they've almost mirrored the comic books because in the real world, whenever Spider-Man first came out, the Avengers were already pretty well established and old. Like Spider-Man came out in the 60s. The Avengers were around since much earlier than that. And so we're actually getting Peter exactly when he was introduced in the comic books when he's a teenager and like you already have Captain America, you already have Thor, Hulk, Iron Man.
He was so good.
He was great. Yeah, and in the one of my notes here is introducing characters. The way that they introduced all the characters in this movie was great. And each one was different.
It
No,
wasn't a thumb drive.
it wasn't a fucking thumb drive. It wasn't a goddamn
Oh
email.
my God.
We were talking
Are we
about that
gonna
at the
jump
shop the other day. Like, so did Lex Luthor say like, okay, so we've got these files. Just send that down to the creative department. You can just like make a little logo
We need
or
some
something for
logos.
each one of those, like a name and a logo.
Yeah,
Name
that
and
doesn't
logo.
make any
This
sense.
guy's in the water, so I'm thinking.
I don't know, like Waterman or Aquaman or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just figure it out.
Yeah.
Makes me
Yeah,
sad
You
that they
guys,
did
you guys can do that. This guy's really fast, so yeah.
Like
Think of something
the
that's
blur or the quick or the
fast.
The quick.
You guys, this is what I pay you guys for, though. I'm not very creative, so you guys do that.
Yeah, but in this one, like for example, first we introduce Black Panther,
Oh, it's great.
which is
He
an
wonderful.
amazing introduction because first you see, because you've already talked about Wakanda. First you meet T'Chaka, his dad, who you see him on the television and
And he's
see
the UN
him
rep
saying,
too, right?
yeah, he's the UN rep. So you see him say, like, he kind of comes down a little hard in the Avengers after the incident, rightfully so,
Rightfully
because they
so,
killed a
right,
bunch of his
yeah.
people. But then you meet him like a minute later talking to Black Widow, and he's like, Ms. Romanoff, I appreciate you coming out, and we, like, the people of Wakanda appreciate the Avengers coming out to this and like recognizing, that we need to do something about this.
He's very reasonable.
He's very reasonable,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And then he talks to T'Challa for a minute, and like there's clearly they had some kind of conflict or something, but it has been resolved because like T'Chaka says thank you for coming, and he's like proud. He's like you've become pretty good at politics,
Mm-hmm.
and T'Challa's like thanks. He's like thanks Baba. And you get this like nice little interaction, and then
Yes.
like 30 seconds later,
He's
boom, T'Chaka's
dead.
dead. and you've
Well,
It-
and then that little that little conversation you had before he died, like you got like there was a little hint that T'Challa was like a hothead kind of.
Yeah.
And then he's a hothead right after that. The explosion, the death. He tells Black Widow like, "I'm gonna go kill him."
Yeah,
And you're
yeah.
like, okay, that's it.
yeah. Yeah,
You are a warrior.
and there you go. Like that's all the introduction you needed from that. You didn't need
And
to.
you got it.
Yeah, and
Lengthy,
then they,
unexplained exposition.
yeah, and they filled it in a little bit more. And like whenever they were all arrested, and
Right.
and he says like the Black Panther is the title, and I'm both warrior and a king, and then that's your fault. Yeah, it was. That's how you introduce a character. It wasn't all at once. They kind of like sprinkled in, like peppered in a couple little things here and there.
Yep.
Then next you got Spider-Man.
Which was what
Oh,
a
Spider-Man.
4-minute
4 minutes.
conversation
Yeah, with
with
Tony.
But
Tony.
excellent.
Excellent.
was
So
great.
funny, but also
Covered everything.
Yes.
Because we all know
covered
who the fuck
everything.
Spider-Man is. You don't need to
Yes.
introduce that again.
We
you got
know
Aunt
what-
May in there.
We know what the accident is that he said. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
like the goofy costume was awesome.
Right.
I like how they explain the eyes and
The goggles,
you
yeah.
know,
Oh, right,
like
right.
how my senses are overloaded. Like there you go. Like he's talking about spider sense. Like,
Yeah.
everything was right there, and there you go, Spider-Man. We're done. Like we don't need to fucking see him go to some lab and get bitten by a spider for the 50th time. Like
Yeah.
it's not necessary.
Yeah. Need to see his parents get shot in an alleyway for the 50th goddamn time.
Really? Wait, that's what happened?
No, I was being an asshole.
No, I'm just commenting on how many times we've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then that pearl necklace breaking. God damn.
Oh,
Enough
God.
of that.
I don't need that
Holy
ever
shit.
again. What else do I got here?
I like how Vision is played by former Jarvis voice.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
how, because
Yeah.
it is Jarvis.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. And but
In
you never know
Avengers
if
2.
like they're going to keep the actor.
Oh,
and
it worked
No,
out perfectly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in
Age of
Avengers
Ultron.
2, because remember Jarvis was the one that was running fighting against Ultron inside the system or whatever.
Right, right.
Because Tony had to find him again,
Yeah.
and then so they used that to.
And that's why
piece
in the
together-
third, and then this one he has like a female. I don't know her.
Friday.
What's her name?
Friday.
Sorry.
Friday, yeah. No, that happened also in
Okay.
Avengers 2.
I thought there was questions about whether or not they'd get the same actor.
No,
but-
because in Avengers 2, he takes that little like the personality chip and
Right,
plugs into
right.
the armor and like activates. Because he has he's like 3 or 4 of them. There's like a bunch of different ones,
Yeah.
but he chose Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Friday is actually in the comic books too.
Wasn't Jocasta one of them?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a Star Wars reference.
Yeah. Well, it's also
It's a-
Odysseus.
Well, it's also a robot in a female robot in Marvel Comics.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. I forget who it is though.
I've not read a lot of Iron
It's
Man
like
comics.
silver.
so-
Silver has silver hair. Like
Is she like a female Vision?
kind of, yeah. And I think Ultron. I don't know. I don't really remember. I think Ultron maybe had a thing for maybe
Jeez.
robot love. I don't
I'm
know.
getting
I
lost
could be
in all
way
the-
wrong.
the canon
But she
here.
definitely is. Like that was a nice little like Easter egg, and maybe like oh yeah. But how about the Vision's fucking street attire?
Yeah.
Just like in the book.
comic.
Just
Oh
same
my God.
thing.
It's
Man,
so
looking
good.
stylish as fucking that sweater.
Looking
Yeah.
fucking so good.
Yeah.
And I like his, even though he has difficulty connecting with people, he has these feelings for Scarlet Witch that are clear and very well done.
Well,
Oh,
and
absolutely.
that's why when she broke out, I felt kind of bad.
Yeah.
Like, oh, don't do that to Vision. He
He's just
likes
trying to
you.
help.
She smashed his ass like just through the earth. God damn.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
She was really strong.
Yeah.
Well, she is. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I thought they did a good job with her character.
Yeah, in Ultron, like I think her accent was a little bit like it wasn't great,
Right.
and like just they didn't handle those characters that well. But in this one, much better,
Much better.
especially the fact that she this is essentially it's not her fault, but it kind of is her fault a little bit. She's the catalyst for all this happening because
well, yeah, because she murdered. Well, she killed.
accidentally blew up those
sorry.
people.
Crossbones.
Yeah, because in the
Crossbones.
original Civil War, it's like a bunch of like,
Teenage heroes.
superheroes.
Yeah. Speedball or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah. Dude, Ant-Man.
Oh,
Oh God.
or should we say
I love Paul
Giant
Rudd.
Man?
Giant Man.
Period.
Paul Rudd was really funny, and I think he stole the scenes he was in.
Absolutely.
Oh yes.
I mean, damn. Anybody got any orange slices? That was great. The Giant Man thing was I'm
Yeah, the
glad.
tiny man's big now.
I'm glad
Tiny
they
man's
didn't
big now.
spoil that
Oh,
in
yeah.
any trailers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me too.
Because that was a great surprise.
Right.
Like,
And-
I had no idea that was coming. when I
That
was-
when
when I
that's
saw
the
it.
thing that makes the team balance out because if without that happening, they get their asses beat because on the one side you've got 2 Iron Man suits, the Vision, Black Panther, Spider Man.
Yeah.
Who they alluded to how powerful Spider-Man actually is because like when Bucky goes to punch him, he just like stops him. He's like, "Oh, the arm thing." He's like,
Robot
"Oh,
arm, cool."
That's cool, man." And Bucky's like, "This dude just like cold cocked my fist. He's like,
Yeah.
stop me in my tracks."
This like little scrawny dude.
Yeah. And then he catches the airplane, and Steve's
Yeah.
like, "Wow, that's pretty impressive, kid."
And I love how they
Where you
banter when they're fighting.
Yeah. Oh, and how Falcon's like, "You haven't been in many fights before. There's not this much talking usually."
I loved how he had an accent, a Queen's accent.
Yeah, the Queen's accent. Yeah.
That was great. That was great. I mean, like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield,
Oh.
they didn't have a
If
New
you
York accent.
if you could mash them together, they would be a great Spider-Man. But it's like Tobey Maguire's a good Peter Parker and Garfield's a good Spider-Man. Like 'cause he's the mouthy kind of
Oh, that's well
Yeah.
put.
douchey, like whatever. But
Right.
whenever Toby's just like kind of quiet as Spider-Man, he's not as
Right.
much of an asshole. And then Andrew Garfield, I fucking hate his face and his
Oh,
hair.
he's way too cool looking to
Yeah,
be
he's
Peter
not a
Parker.
nerd, yeah.
like you are not. You are way too cool.
looks like a
for
goddamn
Peter
member of
Parker.
One Direction.
Yeah.
And all the girls have been all over him.
Right.
In the fucking high
It's
school.
I think they did that on purpose. They made him geek chic, which kind of pissed me off because that is not Peter Parker.
No, and that's why those movies fucking
Suck.
stuttered and died.
Yeah.
And that's why. Although we should thank him because that's why we have Spider-Man back.
Yay!
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Spider-Man is so great.
And I can't wait to see what Tony's going to do in the Spider-Man movie.
Oh, it's so awesome to know he's going to be in it.
Yeah.
They already have like a great chemistry on screen together. I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Yeah. I love the moment where Tony says, "Can you move the leg? I'm going to sit down here." Like Tony doesn't know how to
Yeah.
give like a mentor type speech.
Yeah.
He doesn't usually interact with
He's
people.
awkwardly like trying
like,
to be
touches
like a
his head,
father
his-
figure, like
Yeah.
when he pats him.
Yeah, but the most awkward of ways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
By the way, I love that they kept up that running joke. I don't like being handed things.
yeah, yeah.
That's still. I think that was in this one.
Well,
too.
that's like a Howard Hughes reference because
Right, yeah.
Tony's like based on Howard Hughes. Howard Hughes is like crazy OCD about everything. Obviously, he ended up peeing on himself at the end of his life. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into some of these things I've written down, comparing this movie to
the Batman,
Superman.
okay.
Because I mean, these movies are
we have
super similar.
Yes.
they're really similar. They came out around the same time. And they deal with a lot of similar themes. Essentially, like, what does the world do whenever there's people who are so powerful that no one else can match them?
Right.
That's the whole basis of both these fucking movies.
Right.
So, the first thing I have was, we already talked about introducing characters, so we pretty much covered that. Like, it's way better to do it organically through dialogue
Right.
and storytelling versus like, here's this email that just shows you little clips of each one of them.
Right.
I was just going to say the only thing I'd written down for comparison was Zemo versus Luthor, and that's because organically speaking, you knew there was still some mystery as to what his motives were, but you understood it was organically, revealed.
Well, at the end of the movie, he just comes out and says it. He's like,
Exactly.
oh, by the way, here's why I did this.
Whereas the entire time, God,
There's no fucking reason.
You
why.
have
They don't
no
give you any reason why
idea
Luthor
what
was doing anything.
Luthor's motivation is.
Fanboys would have you believe that having read the comics is enough to give you motivation as to why, which is not the truth. Whenever you go to a fucking movie, all your information needs to be in the movie.
Right.
That's what a movie's meant for.
And people who haven't seen Captain America 1 or 2 can still enjoy Civil War.
Absolutely. You don't have to have seen either one of those other movies. It helps. It adds more emotional heft to everything that happens, but like you don't need to have seen the previous ones. Okay, the fight scenes comparing the fight scenes in each one of these movies. In Civil War, you've got the fight scenes. Each one serves a purpose. So in the first fight scene with crossbones and all that stuff, the point of that one is at the end of it, it's the catalyst for the whole movie where all the people die. You got the explosion. Then the second fight scene is kind of like just like a fun. It's a romp, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it's a romp.
Yeah, the airport scene.
There's the Bucky escape too.
And
Oh,
right,
right.
And yeah.
Before that.
Oh right, yeah, that was
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
That
serves to establish
chase.
how after him the Black Panther is.
Right, and illustrate his powers.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
whoa, this
That's part of
motherfucker
his
is
that's part of-
charging through the streets.
Yeah. And all three of them like outrunning cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, man,
They're each running like 45 miles an hour.
all that movie, like throughout that movie, I felt like I need to get in better physical shape. These motherfuckers are fast, strong. Look at Cap, like holding a fucking helicopter. Like,
Yeah,
God damn.
Yeah. So the chase scene with Black Panther is another establishing part of Black Panther's story. How like just single-minded he is about killing Bucky.
Revenge.
Right,
Yeah.
And that makes that last fucking thing he says to Zemo so much more powerful.
So good. And how he kind of he doesn't interfere with. They did such a great job making him extremely intelligent and also strong.
Right.
Because he could have kind of stepped. He was whenever they were watching that video, he was standing right like behind one of those whatever tanks or whatever. But he was sitting there like watching, listening, deciding who the real bad guy here was. And after having seen and heard all that stuff, he's obviously he caught Zemo. He's the one who stopped him from escaping or killing himself. And without him, they wouldn't have caught Zemo again. His single-mindedness and his strength were kind of tied together where he figured out that Zemo was the one that was responsible for all this stuff. So he went after him, but in what like you said, what he says at the end, where he says, Zemo tells him why he did all that stuff, and he says, "You have let vengeance consume you. I am done letting it consume me." And then that's it. He just drops it.
Oh, yeah.
That's a strong dude right
He figured it
there.
out
Yeah.
on his own
Oh,
too.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, he
not
figured
like
that shit
somebody
out.
had to say like Martha or anything.
Nope.
To
Nope.
get him like back on track.
He just listened.
Yeah.
He watched. He listened, and then he took action. And he catches and causes him to face justice.
Right.
And I think that was because he could have killed him. He was responsible for, or let him kill himself or whatever. But he's like, no, I'm stronger than that. I can, I'm the king now. That was fantastic.
I like his fighting style too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
He's like
Right.
sort of hunched over, but he throws like all these high kicks and
Yeah.
stuff. It was just like that's how the Black Panther fights.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
perfect.
yeah. He would like, jump up and throw like 3 or 4 kicks in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed.
And it didn't look like ridiculous or over the top. It looked like
No.
he could really do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm interested. I can't wait for the movie. The Black Panther
that's
movie.
gonna be great.
Yeah.
Just the last shot of that panther statue in
Right.
Wakanda. You're like, oh, that's so fucking cool looking.
Yeah, that sneak peek of Wakanda. like,
Wakanda.
Yeah. Let them try.
awesome.
Yeah.
You think he's gonna make Cap a new shield?
I don't know.
Well, his original shield was made from
Yeah, from
metal
vibranium. Yeah.
Right.
vibranium, which
Yeah.
is only produced
Only
in
Wakanda.
Wakanda.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's,
Yeah, so-
maybe that's how he's gonna get his shield back.
Maybe.
Yeah. We were discussing like maybe he becomes Nomad or U.S. agent or somebody. Because Cap has been in a couple different. He hasn't always. He's dropped the name Captain America a couple times, and like his costume has been like black and red and white instead of blue.
I wonder if the
cool.
team he's gonna set up is gonna be like the Secret Avengers.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I can see that.
Yeah.
and then Tony will have the Avengers or even the New Avengers or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck you
We
want to
get some
call it.
West Coast Avengers.
The West Coast.
Oh no, the
Avengers.
worst is the Great Lakes Avengers. They're the lamest
What?
team ever.
I had no idea that even existed.
Oh, they exist and they're the worst people. Like I wouldn't even call them super. They're just the worst.
Great
I think they're intentionally bad. Though.
Great Lakes.
They
yeah,
are,
tongue
but
in
yeah, there's like Flat Man and Big Bertha, so they're obviously like
People
know,
who camp up at Erie. Like,
Yeah.
holy shit. That is the worst thing ever.
upstate Michigan.
Yeah.
But that's them. They're terrible.
So just to finish off the fight scene thing, can you grab the whiskey while you're over there? Actually, the bourbon's right there. Never mind. But the third fight scene, the airport fight scene, it's like it's like the set piece, like the big romp. Thank you. And it kind of like fleshes out Spider-Man more. Mm-hmm. It
And Ant-Man for that.
it
matter.
introduces Ant-Man's new
Yeah.
power of Giant
Yes,
Man.
exactly, Giant Man.
And it gives a way for Cap and Bucky to make it to the final act of the movie.
Yeah. You also see Scarlet Witch and Vision executing Control.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and partly that's because of restraint rather.
Right.
I think because of her, what happened in Africa, or
Yeah.
Nigeria rather. And,
Yeah. Like honing just becoming more aware of what's
Exactly.
Actually, I just thought of this because she fucks up at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I get what you're...
he
yep.
fucks up at the end of that fight
That's
Yeah.
right, he does.
because he's responsible for
Yeah.
shooting Rhodey down
Yeah, for his paralyzed. Yeah.
He does the same
Wow.
thing.
because of her.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Stark's like, I didn't think you could miss or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says like, "What happened?" He's like,
Yeah.
"I was distracted." He's like, "I didn't think that was possible." He's
Yeah.
like, Neither did I.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that
So
actually,
they really
that's
were
pretty cool.
paired up almost evenly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a cool little
Yeah.
nod.
didn't notice
That's probably going to solidify their kind of relationship because they both know what it's like to use their powers and accidentally hurt somebody that
Yeah.
they didn't intend on hurting.
Right.
Yeah, so that fight scene did that also.
That was sad.
Oh yeah,
Crippled him.
yeah.
That hit.
Bless
hard.
you. And then the final fight scene, I don't even have to say anything about that. That was just
so much heart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Two characters that you really love just fighting each other, and you want them to stop. Mm-hmm. And you realize you realize Bucky is like, Bucky doesn't want to fight anybody. He's
No,
just like,
he doesn't.
let
He
me
just
go,
wants
man.
everything
Bucky.
to be over. Not like life to be over, but just he doesn't want to be the bad. I mean,
He
just
gets the shaft.
Captain. I mean, look what he's done
and
since
over
Captain
and
America. I
over.
mean, he was the quintessential good guy.
Yeah.
He was a survivor, and oh god, and now you're looking at him and just
He
empathizing
put
with him.
himself on ice because he doesn't know what's gonna happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's got shit on for
Fuck,
3
man.
movies.
Yeah.
God, poor Bucky.
Poor dude.
Yeah. All those fights. And then to compare it to the fight scenes in that other movie, it's like, oh, let's get these two guys to punch the shit out of each other for a while, and then we're just gonna have them like stop doing that and then punch the shit out of this bigger thing for a little while, and then who gives a shit?
Plus,
I'm so glad there wasn't a bigger thing. So glad.
it felt super predictable too in
Yeah.
Batman Superman because like, okay, Superman's gonna die at the end of this. Like you knew it was
It's like
gonna
it's
happen.
Doomsday. Like they brought
Yeah.
in Doomsday. Everybody knows Doomsday.
But when Cap
Superman.
and fucking Bucky and Iron Man, when they were fighting, you're like, I'm not sure how this is gonna go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're not sure to root for either.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we said yesterday, like the look on Tony's face whenever Cap raises his shield to like deliver like the final,
Yeah.
like he's not sure if he's gonna kill him or not.
Right.
He's like kind of like squinches up, and that's like kind of it hits you in the feels because like Tony like really believed that Steve might kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Because Tony gave into raw anger at
Yeah.
that point, And being down on the ground looking up to the guy who just kicked your ass. What if he does what I just did?
Yeah,
Then he's gonna kill me.
Yeah, and then you get a little bit of Tony's like childishness at the end of that, because after his suit is deactivated and he's
Yeah.
down, he's like, "You don't deserve that shield. My dad made that shield."
Yeah.
Yep.
And Steve's like, "Dude, whatever, man.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Clang.
He said, take that
Yep.
shit.
Yeah, I'm better than you. You have it then. Whatever. I won. You really disappointed me.
Yeah.
That's probably the worst part of, like, everyone is disappointed with everyone else at the end of the
Right.
movie. And that's, and everybody knows that if anyone had ever said to you, "I'm not mad,"
Mad. I'm just disappointed.
disappointed.
I just thought of that. I'm like, oh, that hurts
that
even
hurts
more.
so much more.
I would rather you be angry.
Because I mean, Tony's not wrong to be mad at Cap.
Right.
Cap knew and didn't trust Tony to
He
act
did
maturely
know.
about it.
Yeah. He knew because
Which-
Armanzola told him.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's everyone being disappointed in everybody else in the movie. It just makes you, I don't know. But at the very end, they give you that little up, little.
Yeah,
little
the hope.
Easter egg.
Little burner phone.
Yeah.
No. I meant the last extra scene.
Oh,
Just like a little shout out to the fans.
the Spider-Man.
Yeah, the spider light.
Oh, the Spider-Man. Okay, yeah.
The Ramita spider
You
light.
get the spider light. Yeah, it's not on his belt though,
Right.
which is like,
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely pumped.
I did like that. But
The-
yeah, it's good.
I was just going to comment that just technology in the last 5 years has gotten so much better. Do you remember how Chris Evans looked weird, the big head on his tiny, skinny body in Captain America, and how they've made Tony Stark look so much younger, but
Oh.
it looked seamless. It was perfect.
was
Well,
great.
that was awesome because Robert Downey Jr. has been acting since like the 80s.
Exactly.
And if you watch Less Than Zero, that is exactly what he looks like.
Yep.
What he used to look like.
Yeah.
I was amazed. I was like, holy
Yeah.
shit. They made Robert Downey Jr. look exactly like himself
Right.
whenever he was.
And it was seamless. It was perfect.
Yeah.
That's-
Or in
it's-
Weird Science. He's in Weird Science too.
Yeah. well,
They're
he was
really good at that de-aging because they did it with Michael Douglas in Ant-Man.
Yeah. And he looked good.
Yeah,
That's true.
he looked really good too.
Yeah. We said a bad example would be the Wolverine movie at the end. Whenever Patrick Stewart comes out and looks like an alien.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, that was
Pretty
horrible.
terrible.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
good. No good, guys. Fox didn't have the money that Marvel Studios
I
has.
forgot about
I
that.
love Jared's
stupid
post-it note of notes. I could see you in the theater going, okay, I'm going to talk about that.
Oh no, I just did this yesterday when I was talking
No,
to Jared.
fair enough. I'm just like, I can see you doing it.
Some,
shit. If
some
he'd have had
little
it then, he'd
things-
have done it.
Some little things from the movie I really liked. Thunderbolt Ross, like bringing him back, was
Yeah.
Right.
really
He's
cool.
not as much of a dick this time.
Right.
He was
He's
cooler.
but I liked how Tony was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna put you on hold now."
Do not put me on hold.
No, this might be like taking like nerd theory too far, but Crossbones was stealing a red vial of something.
Yeah.
In the comics, Thunderbolt Ross becomes the Red Hulk. I'm wondering, like, is there any way like that's gonna like tie together in the future somehow?
That's actually a viable theory as
Love
opposed to some of the bullshit you read online.
That would be really
Yeah,
cool.
that would be really neat.
You know, like that would be a good way because I know that Marvel Studios like has reservations about doing another Hulk movie,
Right,
Because especially if they go the Planet Hulk route, because
Yeah.
like then you would just be Hulk on screen all the time and no Banner.
right.
But if Thunderbolt Ross becomes Red Hulk, that would be a good Hulk movie.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Bucky and Falcon like hatred, like bro hatred of each
Oh
other.
man, it's so awesome.
Yeah.
was so good. like in the car. Like, no. But then they both love Steve. It's like
Yeah.
it's like your college best friend and your high school best friend. Like,
That don't
meeting
get
for the
along.
first time,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
competing for your attention.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
and then
that's
they
a
both
great
like,
description.
when they see like Cap like make out with Sharon Carter, they both give him that look.
Yeah, like nice dude.
That was great.
Nice.
Nice.
And then like after Spider-Man like webs them both up, like I hate you. Just they were great. They were great. I think Anthony Mackie's awesome as Falcon. Like
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I was like not totally sold on him from Winter Soldier, but after this movie, man, he can be in every movie.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
he's great.
Yeah. I would even I wouldn't hate it if they just gave him the shield for like a movie. Made him Sam Wilson Captain America.
Well, they might. I mean, Kevin Feige said like the next saga will start after Infinity War. So like they're gonna keep going.
Okay.
Like Phase 4, he said, will introduce a new saga. Like I guess this is the Infinity Saga, and
Right.
Infinity Gem Saga. And so maybe they will go down that road someday. I
Yeah.
mean, he's pretty young, so
Yeah.
he can definitely do it.
Yeah, and it would be cool to like I would love to see Chris Evans like maybe take a break for a movie, or if they aged him up to be old Steve.
Yeah,
Right.
like he loses
Oh.
his like
Loses
super.
the
Yeah,
And they're getting better at that.
They
so.
are getting better at that. Well, you can just put makeup on him.
Well, sure.
There's been good old makeup for a long time.
yeah.
But then like they have him get restored back to being that would be a great moment where
Oh, yeah.
he gets
That'd be great.
to pick the shield back up. I just thought of this. Like, I remember whenever I first heard the casting of that, I was like, Chris Evans as Captain America? I don't know about that.
Dude, he's
Oh,
He's
yeah.
so
He's
he's like
great.
goofy. Well, before that, he was mostly in like comedic roles.
Yeah.
He was always goofy. He was in he was the Human Torch, and he was
Yeah.
what was he in? Is it not another teen movie?
Oh yeah, he was the
like
he
the-
was the token football player,
Yeah.
like airhead guy. Yeah, that's right.
yeah. And he was always like kind of like goofy, like a fucking goofball. But yeah, man, he nails Steve Rogers.
He's good
down.
And
He's
like I
got it
said
down.
before, him and I'm sorry, who plays Bucky? I'm very bad.
Sebastian
You're
Stan.
very good at this. But they've both progressed, both like mentally, physically, just amazing. Bucky used to be kind of a smaller guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he was.
He's
yeah.
huge. He's
In the first movie, he was small.
Yeah.
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 Especially like you noticed it after Cap got his
exactly.
serum.
Yeah. Yeah, because before, like,
Well-
in
Before it was
comparison,
the other
like,
way. That
he's
makes
like a
sense, but
regular
yeah.
dude next to like a scrawny dude.
Yeah. And then when Cap gets the
But he's
serum,
bulk,
it's
they
like, whoa.
both bulked up.
Yeah.
Again, it just made me think like, got to work a little harder at this.
Come work out with me and Dan. I can get you in shape.
Scarlett Johansson's got curves.
Another
I'm
little
alright.
thing like just the raft, the prison, the raft. Like
Yeah,
that's a
great
that's a
little-
Oh, yeah, we were
callback
talking
to
about
Oh,
that.
yeah, that was cool.
the comics. I thought, and it's a shame Greg's not here. I thought Black Widow was good.
Yeah.
Like I liked her in Winter Soldier too.
I
But
think she'd be okay in like her own
she's
movie.
fine.
she's gonna get
Well,
one.
she's
Yeah.
getting one.
She's
I actually
gonna get
broke
one.
that news to Greg, and he went, "Oh, God damn it!"
I'm okay with it. I think
I'm
she
fine
got
with
the
it.
role down.
Yeah.
Like
I like her.
Age of Ultron, she sucked, but that was the writing.
Well,
That
Age of
was the
Ultron.
direction. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not her fault.
I want
and even Hawkeye was better. This one.
I want a Black Widow and
Hawkeye movie.
together.
Let's do it.
Like have him just like be part, in the movie as much, maybe not as much as her, but like have him be like the sidekick or whatever.
He was cool again in this movie.
Yeah.
In the last movie, he really wasn't that cool. Like,
No.
I thought they were gonna kill him in the last movie
right.
because like you established his family and stuff,
Yeah.
and I think they might still use that card because they really made that a thing, like him being this family guy.
Why? That was dumb.
Or maybe they might do something with his family. I thought in this movie they might do something with his family, and that's like the catalyst for the registration thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
alright.
But and then we talked about this in the store. And if you killed his family, then he could become the Fraction Hawkeye,
Oh,
where he
yeah.
lives in
Yeah.
like an apartment building in New York by himself, and he's just like a piece of shit dude.
He wears like a cool like purple T-shirt.
yeah. He with his own symbol on it.
Yeah.
Like
And,
everybody they're
he
like,
has,
man, you're like kind of a dick.
He's
dude."
got like
Yeah.
four ongoing relationships with 4 female superhero.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. He wears like that. It's a black T-shirt with his like the Hawkeye, the purple arrow on it.
And by the way, Black Widow changing allegiances, that's her personality. That's her
That's
character.
perfect,
So
yeah.
this is perfect.
Yeah, it was good.
She's actually been way too much of a good guy this whole
Yeah,
time.
she has. Yeah.
In fact, in her movie, I would love for her to be the bad guy most of the time.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
If she was,
I want to
Soviet
see
spy.
real red in her ledger.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. I liked how Zemo can come back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, the door is not shut, and for people that were bitching that he didn't have the mask on, maybe he'll come back and wear the mask someday.
I thought that they might just have like because they said he's part of the a special forces team. I thought maybe the special forces team might just wear those purple hoods like that. That would be like a, like a little. They wouldn't have to just like for 1 second just show a picture of him with the hood on.
Yeah.
Or like have his uniform hanging up somewhere and it shows the hood. Then all the nerds would be like, oh okay, there it is. That's
There
all
it
you have
is.
to show.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily need him to get his face all fucked up and have to wear a hood all the time. What that's not that important.
No, yeah, we don't need to see another guy get his face fucked up on screen. And Stan Lee was great in this movie. Tony Stank.
Oh, yeah.
That was
forgot about
fucking
that.
hilarious.
And what Rhodey says after that is exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's never letting that one go.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. that was some pretty funny fucking
That was
dialogue there.
good.
I love looking for Stanley Cup. And then you have to look for them. They're pretty
Yeah, you don't-
blatant, but
although that's not the best one. The
The
best one,
ultimate one.
Is
the
the-
ultimate one,
Deadpool.
Deadpool,
Oh,
where he's
man.
the strip at the strip club.
Strip
Yep.
club
DJ. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Oh god.
Yeah, that was good.
That was fucking fantastic.
because Stanley's a dirty old bastard, and that's perfect. the
Damn
perfect
right.
role for him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this movie.
I loved
good.
it.
Yeah.
A plus.
see it.
Go see it if you haven't seen it yet.
Go see
Hopefully you
it.
didn't listen to this actually, because we just ruined a bunch of it for you. But
Greg, go see it.
do I have anything else written down here? Let's see.
That's all.
I don't know. I just as I was because I saw Batman first. Obviously, I was this whole like every time the first time I watched it, maybe not the first time. The second time I watched it again, I was making comparisons in my brain and like really thinking about how much better the Batman movie could have been. Especially with like that whole dark, like just being dark the whole time. They managed to make a movie that it's just dark for dark's sake. It doesn't go anywhere.
Right.
There's no.
Ill explained. Just
It just wears you out for darkness. Like it's like, oh, well, I just watched 3 hours of darkness. I guess I'm gonna go outside now. But this, you fluctuate between things that are like definitely dark. I think darker than in anything in the other movie. Like what's the darkest moment in Batman Superman?
The sky
yeah.
with colors.
Which flashback are you referring to, Jay?
Yeah.
Seriously, like what's the
No,
like
really.
the beginning where Bruce Wayne's parents
Yeah.
die? Like we haven't seen it a million goddamn times.
I guess the darkness is just like neither of the heroes really act like
Heroes?
all the time.
No.
They're too brooding and
Yeah.
too angry, and like they have chips on their shoulders. Mm-hmm. And that's not. I mean, that's clearly not Superman. I mean, Superman is the original Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Batman is brooding. All right, fine, whatever. I can get past the Batman part. I can.
Oh,
But
yeah, no,
I can't
that
get
was
past
fine.
the Superman part.
No,
he's
no.
too
Superman should be very similar in my mind to Captain America.
agreed.
Yeah.
They're both
Agreed.
red, white, and blue, or red, gold, and blue. Yeah, Boy Scouts just like
Yeah.
nice. The kind of guy that is so like fucking kind of perfect. You're like, man, I want to hate you, but I just
Yeah.
can't because you're super cool and nice and stuff.
Right.
And god damn it, you like help a bunch of people. Fuck you, man.
Yeah,
Just-
like
but then you're cool.
yeah, it's like the guy you meet like dating like one of your friends or something. And, like, you have that initial meeting and you're like walking to the restaurant, you're eating dinner, he's telling stories, and you're like, man, you're not that nice. And then you go to the bar after and he's like just like buying shots and doing shots with you, and you're like, all right, this guy's all right. I was wrong.
And then
can't hate
you
you.
hang out like during the day, and then he does something like really nice, like
Yeah.
I don't know, helps an old lady across the street,
Right.
or
yeah. Gets
you
a
know,
cat out of a tree.
yeah, it does something like goes out of his way to be really nice and do something that, like that inconveniences him, or like picks like your car breaks down, and you're like, oh, fuck, I don't want to call Superman. I guess I'll call Superman.
gotta
And
call him.
he's like, oh. You're like, hey man, are you doing anything right now? He's like, yeah. Well, what's wrong? And you're like, well, my car's broken. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. Now I'll be right there. Don't worry about it. And he shows up, and you're like, what were you doing? He was like, it was just like it was my friend's funeral. I figured. And you're like, dude, you didn't have to do that.
Yeah,
That was
really.
really nice. Why would you do that? And he's like, no, it's no problem. I'll be right back. I figured I'd help you out first, and then I'll go back. It's cool. And then you're like, man, god damn it, you're awesome.
And you changed his contact name to Superman in
Yeah.
your phone because you're like, I can't hate this guy.
Yeah.
Can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who Superman is.
Right. And like in Man of Steel,
He's kind of like that.
he's kind of like that.
Yeah.
So like it doesn't really.
I like that movie.
I do too.
I really like that movie.
Yeah.
I like that movie, and this movie I felt like went backwards
Yeah,
with
it's
Superman.
backsliding.
Yeah.
And did you? I know you saw it. We talked about it in the store the other day. But did you guys see that Spider-Man? His screen time, limited screen time. He has more lines of dialogue than Superman. does.
Yes.
In
Wow.
the whole
Yes.
movie.
That's fucking crazy.
They were
Jeez.
discussing that in the Our Comic Book subreddit. Actually,
that's
someone
nuts.
did the math. No, it's terrible.
Yeah, I mean that's horrible.
Exposition as well. You know what? No, it's just such a better movie. Exposition is better, more explained. The villains are better. Just, gah.
Everything is better.
Everything is
Right.
better.
There's nothing. I mean, I can't think of. Okay, even there's even this is so stupid, but Civil War even did like one thing that both movies tried to do was like one of the iconic shots from the source material, like Batman Superman. I forget which. There's like the moment where it's Batman standing on the roof in the armor. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to look like there's a couple
Dark Knight
frames that are like the Dark Knight Returns, shot for shot supposed to be Dark Knight Returns, which was like cool. But then at the very end of the fight with Cap and Iron Man, whenever it's like outside the building and there's like those slats, and it's the last slat. Cap brings a shield down and Iron Man fires the thing, and it's like that.
Oh, yeah.
That classic moment where the two of them fighting. That was awesome.
Yes.
I actually got chills. I was like, yeah! Even though the whole time I'm like, guys, stop fighting. And that moment I was like, okay, that was cool.
That's a great fucking drawing.
Yeah, and that's a good example. Like Zack Snyder doesn't understand this. Everything doesn't have to be in slow motion.
No.
That was one of the very few moments that movie was in slow motion. It just like hit so much harder. Awesome.
Yep.
Paint every. There's a like video series called Every Frame. I think it's Every Frame Painting, and they talk about things like how to make movies. And I'd like to hear that guy talk about that movie because I think he would love it. But just that phrase, every frame a painting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I don't know, but what? Well, anybody else got anything? Got anything else on this?
I don't. Civil War is a great movie.
Marvel kills it again.
God,
I mean,
yeah.
you can't really doubt them at this point. I know Spielberg took some shit for saying that superhero movies are going to go the way of the Western.
Well,
not Marvel movies, man.
Well, the problem with that is that it's not the same thing. Like a Western is a Western, whereas a superhero movie, especially when we're talking about Marvel, isn't one genre.
Right. I mean, Doctor Strange is coming.
Yeah, that's like it looks like an Inception type, like mind bending kind of thriller movie or whatever.
Mystical fantasy.
Yeah. Whereas this was a spy movie, really.
Yeah.
So was Cap 2. Ant-Man is a
much
heist movie.
Right.
Like they're not. The superhero movies aren't one kind of movie. They're all different kinds of movies. So yeah.
So bring them on more. I want more.
Give me more.
We
I
gotta
want
wait
more
till
too.
fucking November for the next one. Like that's too fucking long. I want something sooner.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna finish off Agents of Shield. I know Jared doesn't like it, but
Piss on that shit.
like it's not. It's like not great. But it's not bad. Like
yeah,
it's
it's not good. It's nowhere near Flash.
no.
Obviously.
Like I feel that like it's no Flash. It's no Arrow, and Arrow's declining in quality. I feel like it falls into the realm of Legends of Tomorrow, where like it's just
it's fine.
It's
It's
fine.
like you have nothing else to watch.
Fine
You might
is
as
the
well
greatest
finish it.
word.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not Gotham material.
I do have to say I'm excited about. Well, you know what? Actually, we'll talk about this on the next episode because there's lots to talk about when it comes to those CW shows.
Okay. Yeah, we will.
Yeah, we've got the
That's in
crossover,
news
the
segment.
four-way crossover coming up.
But this is totally unrelated to Civil War. But did anybody watch the last episode of Gotham?
No.
Wait, no, I'm on the one before.
Fuck.
I haven't been one. I don't.
All right. Okay.
My first hateful haiku was about Gotham, so.
So you're done with it.
No.
I watch it. Like,
I know.
I do too.
You're a
It's-
sadist.
Man, it just
it's fucking part of it. It's so fucking funny.
it doesn't make any sense.
It's so goofy. I laughed out loud. It was so funny.
That's stupid.
I won't follow it. All right, but hey, I mean, Civil War.
Yeah, go see it if you haven't seen
Yeah.
it. If you saw it
Two
once,
thumbs
see it
up.
again.
That was
It's
noise.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. That's the end of that.
Thanks
think
for
that's-
listening.
Yeah. If you were one of those people who liked Batman vs Superman more than Civil War, you probably didn't see Civil War first of all, and you can like both franchises. It's not you don't have to choose. It's not politics. Like you can just support all comic book stuff if you enjoy comic books.
I would like to hear an intelligent opinion of a person who didn't like Civil War. I find it hard to believe, but
Yeah.
I'd really like. I mean, honestly.
No, I would
I'd
too.
like to
I
hear.
would too.
Yeah.
If you
They'd
didn't-
be grasping just to try to make their
Well, of
point
course.
on
But
Like fucking
if
how
someone
great
made a
Superman
point,
fucking
you know,
was.
that okay,
Agree.
I didn't like this aspect of the film.
Right.
Tell us.
It-
Put it on
I
our
would
Facebook
like to, but beyond it being like, oh, well, Marvel movies are cotton candy and they're just like sweet and
No,
nice and everybody
we will
has
ignore
fun.
you.
Gotta have real.
Yeah, I'd like to have to hear some.
Yeah, like
actual-
I said, intelligent. Comment.
Yeah. If you have one of those opinions, please write a comment or send us an email or something. You know, tweet at us, whatever you got. I'd love to hear. If you didn't like Civil War and you actually saw it and you're not you I don't know, just
You didn't read about it.
right, yeah, just hit us up and tell us. We'll talk about it. Maybe we'll have you on the podcast. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
If we did, we would probably make fun of you.
Well, nah, I don't, well,
All right.
no, we won't make fun of the responses unless they're real dumb. All right, that's enough of that.
All right.
We'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Human comic people! Grownup human comic people!
And I made this comparison yesterday. I was talking to Jer. Like if someone was, touching your dick or your vagina or whatever,
Jerking you off.
If someone's jerking you off, and they just like go real fast the whole time, eventually you're gonna be like, all right, stop. That's no good. Nothing's
Jared
gonna happen. This
mentioned
is
a
gonna be
slow
no good.
build.
Yeah. But when you vary the speed and